The morning sun spilled gently across the desert. Zaid walked beside Sain Rahim Shah, each step pressing softly into the sand, as though the earth itself was listening. "Where are we going, Sain?" he asked, shielding his eyes from the golden light. The saint smiled. "To the place where mirrors grow." Zaid frowned. "Mirrors in the desert?" Rahim Shah chuckled. "Yes, but these mirrors reflect not the face, they reflect the nafs." They reached a flat expanse where the wind sang through the dunes. The saint stopped and drew a small circle in the sand. He said, "Sit here and close your eyes. Breathe in the name of Allah until all names dissolve." Zaid obeyed. The wind became his breath. The world became silent. He felt his heartbeat echoing with the saint's voice, repeating softly, "La ilaha illallah." Then came visions, not of paradise, but of himself, his pride, his knowledge, his unspoken arrogance. He saw his reflection multiply in the shifting sands, each one a version of his soul. He opened his eyes with a gasp. "Sain, I saw hundreds of me, proud, afraid, angry." Rahim Shah nodded gently. "Those are the mirrors I spoke of. The desert only reveals what you bring into it. Now, break them." "How?" he whispered. "By humility, by remembering who truly exists." Rahim Shah smiled softly and said, "My Murshid always said to us, when man sees himself as nothing, he begins to see everything. The drop realizes it was never separate from the ocean." That evening, Zaid and the saint prayed together as the sky blazed in crimson. The air shimmered with quiet energy. Amara, who often brought water to the travelers, stood at a distance, watching them in wonder. Something stirred in her chest, an ache she could not name. When she heard the saint say, "The lover burns so the light may rise," her eyes filled with tears. Later that night, Zaid found her near the shrine gate, pouring water into clay pots. "Amara," he said softly, "you come here every day. Why?" She smiled faintly. "To listen. Sometimes silence teaches more than books." He gazed at her. The simplicity of her words shook him more than his years of study. "You speak like Sain himself." She laughed. "No, I only repeat what my heart feels when he speaks." The next morning, Rahim Shah looked at them both with affection and said, "My Murshid always said to us, love is the whisper that turns stone into heart and heart into light." Days turned into weeks. Zaid's hands grew calloused from helping in the courtyard, sweeping dust, carrying water, feeding pigeons. One morning, as he wiped sweat from his brow, Sain Rahim Shah said, "Good, Zaid, you have begun to polish your mirror. Every act of service cleans a corner of the heart." He looked toward Amara, who was arranging flowers at the shrine door. She, too, polishes hearts through compassion. Zaid followed his gaze and felt a strange peace, not desire, but devotion. He realized what the saint meant. Love was not found, it was awakened. At sunset, the saint gathered them both under the neem tree. The sky flamed orange behind them, and the breeze carried the faint sound of qawwali. "Children," he said softly, "you are both lamps of the same flame. Zaid, light is knowledge. Amara's is mercy. Together they make nur." The pigeons took flight, circling the glowing sky. Amara looked up and whispered, "If love is light, then may we burn forever in it." Rahim Shah smiled. "That is the fire that does not destroy, only purifies." The desert wind carried his words far into the horizon, where the sun melted into the sand, and two hearts began to mirror the light of one.